We are here today at the Los Angeles Sentinel newspaper, where Danny Bakewell and Congresswoman Karen Bass and many other dignitaries are here to greet Dr. Zuma. Dr. Zuma is the chairperson of the African Union, which is composed of 54 heads of state. In addition, she is the first woman to hold this position. This is a monumental meeting because it's the first collaboration to bring together African Americans and Africans.
Karen Bass, who is the ranking member of the Subcommittee on Africa, called me and said, Danny, I'm going to have Dr. Zuma with us here at the Congressional Black Caucus. And I have invited her to come to Los Angeles. And one of the things that you and I, this is her speaking to me, have talked about many, many times is how do we get African Americans to begin to participate and be recognized as part of the diaspora. We know we're part of the diaspora. And many of our African brethren and sisters know that we're part of the African diaspora. But sometimes it doesn't translate into action. What is significant about this is her direct interaction, her intimate interaction with African Americans who represent the people who historically came across the waters and settled here in America. But she is making time. Yes, she's going to the Chamber of Commerce. Yes, she's going to Beverly Hills. Yes, she's going to all of those places that our African dignitaries always go. And we're happy that they go there. But we're even happier that she is with us today.
What I'm really excited about is that I get to work on African issues. Yes. And from being involved in the 70s and the 80s and the whole anti-apartheid movement, you know, I'm not like one of those millionaires in Congress, so it took me being in Congress to be able to go to Africa and to be able to really experience the continent. So last year I went to Addis Ababa because it was the 50th anniversary of the African Union. And I asked to go over there and attend the services and the ceremony. And I had the honor of meeting Dr. Zuma. And it was such a thrill to me to sit in the audience of the African Union and to see 54 heads of state from the continent and to see this woman who was in charge of all of it.
In the AU, we really want to move the continent to become a continent that it's capable of becoming. We want it to be a prosperous continent, a peaceful continent, people-centered, and a continent that is integrated and that plays a very dynamic role in the world. Now, the few things that we think we must concentrate on to get there. One is to invest in our people. We are a billion-plus strong people. About 70% of our population is young, youth. More than 50% is women. We must invest in them, in their health, in their education, skilling them. Some of them focusing on the STEM areas, science, technology, engineering, maths, because that's the way to go for the future. We want to ensure they innovate. We also want to concentrate on agriculture, because agriculture, we have the land that is arable, we have water, we have the sun, and so we should be able to change being net importers of food to being net exporters of food. But there is a big possibility there of people who want to invest in our agriculture, in agro-processing, agribusiness. We also have decided that we need to build world-class infrastructure, because if we are to be prosperous and modern, we need to have modern infrastructure. We want to have proper air connectivity. We want to build our rail, including high-speed rail, connecting our capitals and commercial centers, our highways. We want to build our broadband, taking it away from the ceilings, undersea cables into the terrestrial lands, because that's where we are. But more importantly, also energy, because we can't do many of the things if we don't have proper energy. We want to go into a new energy mix using newer technologies like solar, water, geothermal, hydro, and biomass. And so we want to increase the proportion of renewable and keep decreasing the proportion of fossil fuels. But of course, if we are to be prosperous, it means we have to transform our economies. Transforming our economies, of course, means energy, means infrastructure, but it means adding value and beneficiating our resources, both natural and mineral. At the moment, we are sending everything raw. Our growth is based on exporting raw materials. It's unsustainable, and it's not creating enough jobs for our young people. Because if you send a bale of cotton, you're sending it out with all the jobs that are there in the value chain until I have a suit on. So we want to do that on the continent so that we can create the jobs, get the revenue, and for whatever product you can think of, we would like to really beneficiate, industrialize, so that we can get more revenue to spread out to our people and get the prosperity we want, because the prosperity is not just GDP, we want the prosperity for our people. And we also want to increase trade amongst ourselves. So we need to manufacture so that we can have something to trade amongst ourselves, have the transport. We want to explore our seas. Our oceanic space is 3 times our land space, but we have neglected our oceanic space with all the resources that are there. They are being exploited by other people, and we need to reclaim our oceans. We need to also make sure that we mitigate and adapt to climate change so that we can do climate smart agriculture, get our people to build and be resilient to climate change. But more importantly, being at the Sentinel, we also want to tell our story. We want our African because more often than not, our story is told by other people, and it's a one-line story, and we want all the stories.
Speak to us, sister.
So we would really want to be connected with yourselves so that from time to time we can feed you with what is going on. But with all the plans we have, we are going to need skilled people, we are going to need resources, we are going to need, and the resources we're talking about are not charity, but investments, and you get a good return. And we're also looking at technology. So we think that our people in the diaspora have a great chance of coming back and investing on the continent and getting good returns from it. So let's see how we can do this. And so by keeping in touch and sending all the things that we are doing, giving you opportunities to choose which things you want to get involved in. So I just thought I should share that with you, and hope that we'll see more of you on the continent in one way or another for whatever business you want to do. And of course, whenever we come to this part of the world, we'll be your guests. Thank you.
Thank you so much.